Hey friends, welcome to With Bowl and Spoon. I'm your host, Shelly Danko Day. Food's been a big part of my life. Growing it, cooking it, talking about it, and helping shape systems along the way. This show is about how food connects us and shapes our stories, our choices, and our communities. Today I'm joined by Joe and Madi of the Brinery, a hoagie shop over in Sharpsburg built on scratch-made food, big feelings, and even bigger sandwiches. We talk about how they met, how they feed people, and how they've built a place that feels like home for themselves, their staff, and their customers. Enjoy the show. Welcome to With Bowl and Spoon. I'm so excited that I finally got here. Oh, that's another thing. Don't tap on this as I just did. I'm so excited that I am finally at the Brinery with Joe and Madi. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about the Brinery?
Hi, I'm Madi.
And I'm Joe. And Maddie's going to tell you about the Brinery.
Oh, crap. All right. We're brick-and-mortar in Sharpsburg. I don't like to say we're a hoagie shop, but we're a hoagie shop. We're a hoagie shop that you're never going to ever experience anywhere else. And I can even say that in Pittsburgh.
We do other things other than hoagies.
We do. Good fried chicken.
Pretty religiously nominated for Best Fried Chicken in Pittsburgh. We never win, though. Never win anything. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Honor to be nominated, right?
Yeah, that's what you have to say. It's nice to be up there. But, yeah, I think that the main focus isn't... It started, I guess, because we would go out to eat, and we know all too well what it's like to be disappointed or feel like you spent money on something that wasn't worth it. And, we're not the send it back or bitch online type of people.
No, we'll just go to McDonald's afterwards and just eat something that we know we're going to spend money on crap food.
We wanted to do, upscale food with the great equalizer, which is bread. Sandwiches make stuff relatable. So we have the basic stuff, you can come in and get a burger. And you can get it as plain as you want. If you're a meat cheese bun, if you want. And same with the chicken sandwiches. But it also kind of gave us the freedom to play around with different things and more unique ideas and more unique flavors. So I think that it was important for us, one, to create value for what you were getting. Maintaining quality is huge for us, but not breaking the bank. It's really easy to look at the menu and go, oh, $17, $18 for a Reuben with no fries, just the sandwich. But, see the sandwich first. Understand that, currently we don't make we couldn't keep up, but, making the bread from scratch, fermenting the sauerkraut ourselves, doing the brisket into corned beef in-house.
And he's Italian and Greek, so you don't know small servings.
Yeah, that's
you know
also
what
true.
I mean? So that's, really the only complaint that I should say we get all the time is it's just too much. It's so much food.
Growing up, we did, we'd have 12 people, family over. And my mother would cook for 20. Thinking she was cooking for 12, but, everybody had food to take home afterwards. It's just, I can't not. I don't,
Well,
it's what I grew up with.
Sometimes that was intentional, is to cook a little extra so that you have a couple breaks during the week with your leftovers.
I think so, yep.
That's what we do.
Yeah, or if it was an event that we were having a few beers at or a few drinks, then
You always wanted food for 1:30 in the morning, cold Alfredo, cold tortillas just sitting there.
My mother's cold Romano chicken when you were drunk at 1 in the morning with cold Alfredo, which sounds great. It hit something special. I don't know. So anyway, we give you food to eat later when you're drunk also.
So your goal with the Brinery brick and mortar was to have a shop, and also with your food truck, was to have a business that provided big sandwiches for people to eat and enjoy. Sandwiches that you wished you had access to when you were out.
Yeah, good food. Mm-hmm. Just good food with, and also... with both of us working in kitchens most of our lives, do whatever the hell we want. We want to do a special. We want to do a pop-up. We want to cook this. We want to cook that, you know, like, oh, we think this could taste good together. Like, do what we want, you know, and show everybody, you know, that lamb doesn't always taste like what you think lamb tastes like, you know, and all the homemade that you can get it good and homemade and how you want it. But, you know, with the food trucks, we could only provide so much. You know, like we were parking at breweries, parking other places, you know, it wasn't that get out, walk around, talk to people, see how you liked it. You know, you only got reviews online or if they were walking past a truck on their way out, something like that. You know, now we can provide a sit down place and people can come and enjoy it. And, you know, we get to go out there and talk to them, or they, you know, regulars now pop their head in the kitchen, you know, yeah. Another good meal, you know, thanks, you know, whatever. You get more of that community here. And Sharpsburg didn't, like, I don't want to say Sharpsburg didn't have that, but, like, it was, so many people have come in. It's been like, this was, you know, the memories, too. Oh, this was Cafe on Main when I was younger. And, you know, we came here and had this and had that. One reason why we started breakfast. A bunch of the older women would walk in for lunch and go, so when are we going to be able to have breakfast? You know? And
there was a lady that
lovely.
Since we opened our doors, complained that we didn't have coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I actually haven't seen her. I hope she's okay.
Yeah, now we have coffee. She doesn't
Now she
show
has
up.
coffee. I haven't seen her once. She was like, I'm going to bring you this coffee maker down that I have. And I'm like, okay, can't wait. And she just never did. And actually, I do hope that she's okay. I haven't seen her in a long time. Now that I'm saying that.
But, you know, we have a place that, you know, our kids can come into, you know, and that's what we do. Joe works morning. I work evening. It's a place that for 15 minutes they can run in the front while nobody's here, you know, everyone's switching shifts and everything, and just community, family.
I like being able to, like, give people a sense of security. Like, there's so many people that come, get something, and get the same exact thing every time. There's also the people that come and try something different every single time. But, like, building that trust is... Like, I love that. I love when we would do it on the food truck, too. We'd be like, people would be like, oh, you know, you have, like, 5 sandwiches, a limited menu. People would be like, I tried everything. I love it. Like, we're like, all right, well, we would tell people, like, just tell us you trust us, and we'll make something up for you. And, like, some people would do that. But, like, here, obviously, it's a bigger menu than we had. But, like, not just sandwiches, being able to play with different stuff. Like, she just did a pop-up last night with a friend, did Greek and Lebanese, and it went very well, but it's like just...
Is that what I'm seeing right there?
Yeah, that's what... You know,
I was going to ask about, because you're talking about sandwiches, and I'm looking at the menu board behind you that has plates.
Yeah, well, we did a New Year's Eve.
Shawarma and kofta meatballs and a salad.
Yeah, and like that's what I was, like, getting at, was, like, we do different things. Like, we do the New Year's Eve dinners. We do the Valentine's Day dinners, because Joe was... executive chef in some fancy places, and he likes to, you know, make little fancy meals.
Every once in a while, the itch needs scratched.
You know.
Overall, I despise that level of dining, because I despise, and I'm sorry, everyone, I'm sorry, I despise that level of diner, because they're not there for the food. They're there for the price tag. They're there for the status, and that irritates me more than anything. Like, I can plate up tiny food with dots of asparagus puree with the best of them, but I think it's fucking stupid. It's not, people aren't there because of the quality. Like, people come here, and you can still provide that level of quality with grease dripping down to your elbows. And that, it's just like, it's food that we like to eat. People have that perception also. They're like, oh, you must eat so good at home. And it's like, no, we spend all of our energy feeding you well, and then, like... I'll microwave a hot dog. I personally don't get the joy out of cooking for myself. I don't care. Like, I like it when other people enjoy it. That's what I love about this.
So let me ask you about the name, the Brinery. I'm familiar with brine and the Brinery, and so I assumed that you guys brined things and had a lot of fermented things.
That's how it all started out, was pickles.
Okay,
Went from pickles to, that was just like a little money sidekick while 2020 happened and everything was shut down. So I was like, oh, let's mess around with some pickles, you know. So I went from pickles to, hey, you know, let's do a food truck, you know. And realized how much money you could do doing it yourself, you know. Let's go into a food truck. We had the ability to do it. It went into a food truck. And then after all the years of breaking down on the side of 28 and all the money we had to put in and all the money we had to give up because our truck was out.
I was the chef at Piccolo Forno, and we hired, it was the beginning of it was right before the pandemic. And we were pretty short-staffed to begin with, so we were just kind of like, if there was an interview to be had, like, bring them in. We hired somebody, and we ended up getting along. We didn't really have much of a choice. We were the only two people there, like, morning, noon, and night. He had been fermenting pickles for years and wanted to try and start it, so I was like, hey, want me to help you? We became business partners. We started doing the pickles, little sales like at Piccolo Forno on our days off, and we were very fortunate, and I still am, to have Dom, the owner of Piccolo Forno, that let us use the kitchen, let us use his spot to do pickle pickups, and like has been the most phenomenal mentor. My former business partner now had that name for the pickles, and it just kind of caught on. So we stuck with that for the name of the food truck, opened this, and the food truck's no longer in existence, but that's where the name comes from. So, like, there's people that I think look at the menu and expect, like, more pickly stuff, and I'm like, well, pickle tots, first of all, you don't see them anywhere. All of the chicken is brined. Technically, the bread is fermented. The corned beef is brined. The sauerkraut's fermented. Like,
yeah. So brine it does have a place
our pickle red onions, like,
Yep.
and if our hot sauce we make, it's
the never-ending hot sauce that you tried to end.
I think they just expect sometimes to walk in here and be like, oh,
everything's
everything's
pickles.
The first time my husband and I came in and we're looking at your menu, and the pickle tots got me, and they are so freaking good. Tell me a little bit more about how you got into food and restaurants. You worked at Piccolo Forno.
I wasn't good in school, and I wasn't good at anything else.
Where'd you grow up?
Grew up in Shaler.
Okay.
Born and raised. I grew up in a very Mediterranean household. My dad's side was Greek. My mom's side's Italian. I just always, there isn't an event that the food wasn't the focal point. Graduations, birthdays, holidays, funerals, like whatever.
Sunday dinner.
Yeah. And honestly, like every day. Like my mom was making a home-cooked dinner. Eventually my dad had like nerve damage in his leg. He wasn't able to work anymore. And they basically just flopped roles. My mom went back to work, and my dad, also a very good cook. And like we always had a home-cooked meal, but like a scratch-made home-cooked meal. And I guess for me, it was just like, I was always very curious because I would keep getting shoot out of the kitchen when I was a kid by all the women. And I just wanted to know what was going on in there.
And he also wanted to eat everything that was in there too. So it was a
we would do Christmas Eve at my mom's side of the family, and we'd do the 7 fishes, and they would fry smelts. I'd eat them like potato chips coming out of the fryer as like a 5-year-old, which is such a weird thing for a kid to eat, but they were so good. But yeah, like he
says that, and our 3-year-old was here last night demolishing everything. The lamb, the cafetes, the everything.
Gotta get it from somewhere. But yeah, I just grew up around it. It, to me, like, it was a symbol of togetherness. It was what we did. It was what we came together around. And I don't know that I could ever really pinpoint a moment where I was like, this is what I want to do. But it just always felt like the only thing to do. I didn't take to anything. I didn't really love anything like I loved cooking. And the first thing, I got a waffle maker for my birthday or Christmas when I was like, 6 or 7 years old or something like that. And I made what I know now, looking back, very shitty waffles. But everybody pretended to like them. And like we'd have like family over, and I would make waffles for dessert. We'd do like these waffles with like ice cream and stuff. And they sucked. Nobody told me that they sucked. But like eating good waffles now, I go, those weren't good. Everyone was just being nice to me, which, I guess that's a double-edged sword, because my dad wouldn't till the day he died, let me forget that my hollandaise is the worst he's ever had.
Well, there
But
you go.
also,
He made up for it, being honest.
He did, well, that's what I appreciated about
Yeah.
him. So maybe the waffles were better than I thought. I don't know.
Did you go to culinary school or anything?
Yeah,
Okay.
I went to Le Cordon Bleu the year before. I was the second to last graduating class before they closed. When I said I wanted to go to culinary school, my mother told me that I didn't need to go to culinary school because she taught me how to cook. And she denied saying that, and she's unfortunately passed away, but she absolutely said it. I said it plenty in interviews when she was alive and told her to her face. Like, she oh, Joey, I didn't say that. Like, oh, yes, you did.
Is she going to come and haunt you now
But I
because you're
couldn't-
saying that in this interview?
She already does, don't worry.
she lives on our kitchen table in the urn, so she's there all the time.
No.
But yeah, and I don't mean that. Like, both my parents were very supportive of me going to culinary school.
She was just that typical Italian mom and didn't understand why her son needed somebody else to teach him how to cook when it was, well, guess what, Mom? You can't write a little slip and say, I went to the, Priscilla Bardakos degree, and here you go.
Maybe she
like,
could have, though. But
it looked better to have that.
Was she right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed culinary school. I think anybody that went to culinary school and has been in this industry for an extended period of time after having graduated would tell you that you'll learn more on the job than you will in school. I don't regret going. It was a lot of fun. All the classes were fun.
Just learned a bunch of fancy words.
I just know how to say a couple things in French now. Like, it's... Would I do it again? Probably. Because I enjoyed it. I don't think it's necessary. Like, if you really want to do this, hop into a job in the dish pit and just pay attention. Like, hopefully you end up in the right place and learn the right things. But, I mean, it's way more... I think it's way more advantageous spending that time on the job and learning in that environment rather than... Make sure that your neckerchief is tied the right way. And it's just... It's more about the...
presentation.
More about the show. But yeah.
I mean, being able to, like, learn how to chop and learn how to do all of that stuff in a controlled environment where they actually have medical care if you chop off your fingers.
Not tape it and get back on the line.
Hey, we do too. Our cashier's real good at bandaging you up when you get all hurt. Trust me.
So, Maddie, tell me about how you got involved in this whole thing.
That's such a good way to ask that
I know.
question.
It is. It is.
I'm about to get spit roasted for 10 minutes. I'm
what
going to see
part of-
myself over to another water.
So I grew up in York, PA.
Okay.
Below Harrisburg, down near the Maryland line. I literally grew up on the corner of nowhere. Like, you had cornfields, you had a couple little mom and pop places, and it took you 25 minutes to get to Walmart and stuff like that. So pizza shops were pretty much it. You worked pizza shop, farm, or, nursery, or daycare. That was it. Or you drove 45 minutes to go to work somewhere. So that was pretty much it. My first job was a pizza shop. Then it was just on to little things. Pizza shop, did that for a little bit, and then wasn't in the restaurant industry for a while. Popped in and out of it with like catering jobs, bartending jobs, stuff like that. But didn't really put my foot back into it until, I don't even remember what year it was. I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings.
2019.
Yeah. And I only did that for like a couple months, but I was there all the time. One of the people quit. They didn't have an opener, or the opener didn't want to work for so long, so it just ended up me pretty much afternoon of closing every single day. And then I moved back from Philly to York, and then Joe got me pregnant.
How dare you?
Yes. And stepping my foot fully back into restaurant has been with him. Going through the pickles and everything, and helping him on the food truck. And
Well, so wait, when did you guys meet? Because you were in York, and then you were in Philly, and you were in Pittsburgh.
Be honest. We met in rehab.
Oh, we don't need to have this on the recording. I was
we
curious
always
how
just look at each other, and it's one of those things. There's like, are we going to tell people we met in Philly or we met in Lancaster at a retreat because that was the name of our rehab?
Whatever. You guys met when you were in a place. You were in Lancaster.
No, I mean it's posted all over the walls that recovery and everything.
Well, it's not all over.
Not
the walls.
all
There's
over,
on the
but-
other side. We did a charity fried chicken cook-off. But it's an article that Dan Giggler did in the Post-Gazette about me, and not that like we're special in this industry. There's a lot of drug addicts recovering or otherwise. So no, I'm.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
This industry, yeah.
I don't have any.
No judgment. No.
I don't have any problems going into it.
We
met in rehab and at the most vulnerable points in our life, and we did what everybody told us not to do, and. At least up until now, I know we're not supposed to tap on the table, but knock on wood, we've been the exception to the rule so far.
Yeah, it worked for us. So
when did you guys meet?
So we met November of 2018.
Okay.
It was my second day in rehab, so I was feeling not having any drugs in me. Joe had already been the star of the show and walking around,
stop it.
Knowing everybody, knowing everything,
So he was the cool guy.
Oh yeah, he just makes himself known anywhere he is.
I acclimate well and quickly to places.
It's not a criticism. It's just
it's
an observation.
Listen,
From her it is.
It's lovely. It is. And so I was sitting at a table, just got my cereal, and I went to go sit down, and my breast hit my cereal bowl, and cereal went all in my lap. And as a gentleman as Joseph is, reached his hand over and touched mine and said, "Sweetie, don't worry about it." It's been love ever since.
My goodness.
Yep, but he did his recovery in Philly. I went back home to York, and we literally talked every single day on the phone. Yeah, I went back up to Philly for a little bit. He had to come back to Pittsburgh
For
house arrest, and that's when he got his job at Piccolo Forno.
The only guy that would take a chance on me. I mean, I couldn't get a job washing dishes.
And
I had a very extensive rap sheet. Like, on paper, I think I'm to the point where if you Google me, it's mostly good stuff. But, like, I mean, I was a gigantic piece of shit on paper. But it's like, it wasn't who I was. It was
a
I
drug.
mean, that shit changes you. But nobody. Washing dishes, if it was a corporate gig and they had to do a background check, even if I was honest with them, they wouldn't take me. And Dom, I remember like it was yesterday, sitting at the very back table in his restaurant, just being like, "Listen, dude, this is the case. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Like, whatever you need, I just need a shot." And he gave it to me, and ended up being a perfect storm from there. But continue. This is about you and where you came from. We can get back into that later.
I just got pregnated into this beautiful story.
You got pregnanted into it.
Pregnated into it.
That's not bad. I'm getting that tattooed on me.
It was.
Then you had to come back. You moved to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, actually, because of my older daughter and custody with her and me being pregnant, all of my doctor's appointments were in York. So I stayed at my parents' house through that pregnancy. But the minute Charlotte and I were released from the hospital, which I called Joe that morning and I was like, "Listen, we're having a baby today, so you might want to like wrap it up, a little bit and get home and, get down here." And it was a Sunday and it was football season. She's a November baby, so it was football season. And I blatantly remember hearing his father in the background going, "She's got to wait till after the Steelers play. She's got to wait till after the Steelers play. We got to watch the Steelers play. We got to wait till after the game's over," And she did. She waited. As soon as I think he listened to the last 15 minutes of the fourth quarter in the car on the way down, because I was like, "Dude, it takes you 4 hours to get down here. Like, I can't keep her in. She comes when she comes. I've already had one. I know how this goes." But she did. She waited. And we had her, and the minute they released her, or released both of us, we drove 4 hours up the street and moved into the house we are now. And a couple of weeks after that, he started food truck March, right? February?
Well, we started technically in May. Like, our first service was in May of 2021.
Because she was November 2020.
Yeah, was our first service.
Oh,
but,
so
I mean, we bought it over the winter.
You had your baby during pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been scary.
Not really.
I guess we had the routines down by then.
I mean, it was...
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, I had it. It was just me and him.
And the hospital room in York was the Taj Mahal of having babies.
Oh.
It was, I could have stayed there on vacation. It was gorgeous.
When we had
incredible.
our second one, you know, where I gave birth in York, they just keep you. That's where you stay, you know. Well, at McGee, where we were, you know, we gave birth, and Joe was like, I could get used to this. And I was like, they're moving us. And he went, all right, something bigger, something nicer. All right, I don't got to sleep on this. And
Yeah, moving us into a broom closet is what they did.
when the lady went to go open up the door, she couldn't open it up all the way. I had to get up and walk in, and then she had to fold the wheelchair and get us in.
Yeah, every time you opened the door, it hit the foot of her bed.
He was like, what is this? He was like, we should have had her in York, man. It was...
I can't overstate enough how nice this hospital room was. Walk-in shower, dining room table, pull-out couch, recliner.
It sounds like
A foyer.
Yeah.
I think we walked in the door, there was a foyer. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Had a smoking area or something.
Seriously.
There's
Please.
a wine room.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But it was. Our life has been since just child or business venture, child, and
Sprinkle a couple deaths in
sprinkle
there.
a couple deaths in there, and, you know. But
It's been a roller coaster.
it has, but
Sure.
it's never been bad.
So you guys,
How far? 38 minutes before tears. That's like pretty.
Aw.
No, that's pretty impressive. I thought you were going to go way sooner than this. For everyone listening, she's crying.
you guys had me in tears when you were talking earlier. So
For everyone listening, this is what he did during all of my labor, too. So
So we do Bane from Batman. I forget which Batman it is that Tom Hardy played Bane. And then you take a cup and you talk into it, you sound just like he did when he was Bane. So, like, I just get a kick out of Bane Cup. But when she was all loopy right before she gave birth to Presley, I have a video on my phone of her doing with the oxygen mask, the Bane. And she was, like, butchering it because she was so drugged up from whatever they were giving her. She was about to pop a baby out, but she's like doing it. So she says that I was there cracking jokes, but she's sitting there all sedated doing Bane mask.
But yeah, you know, and it was, this is the one I gotta get through. Joe does what he does amazingly. And, you know, when they say you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. He's created that. And he literally could have created anything. I just wanted that family that, you know, we could have our kids be a part of, and just the togetherness with it. And that's, you know, that's something his family gave me way before we started any of this, you know. Joe's dad, oh my God. This dude had kielbasa sausages for fingers. Like, he was just this big Greek dude, like a cigarette looked. I never saw him smoke, but, like, imagining it, like, a cigarette was so tiny in his fingers, you know.
He looked like Uncle Phil.
Like a
Prince.
Greek Uncle Phil. And the first time I met him, I walked into his house, and his hug, you know, it felt like home. And that, you know, that is what we have through all of this. We can sit and talk about the sandwiches and all this and all that. You know, all it is just love. And that's what we want to create. You know, you walk through that door, you're coming back. You're coming back. You don't care. You know, I'll try this, I'll try that, I'll do this, I'll do that. You know, we have customers just walk in and peek in and, you know, say hi and then leave again. You know, like, you want to create a spot where, you know, you're going to have birthday parties here all the time, and just that safe environment to come eat, know you're getting good food, know you're getting treated well, know that it's like just cool, just fun.
It's like going home.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, that's what you want, you know. Or that's what we've strived for, I guess, more or less me.
She was here prepping with her friend for this pop-up yesterday, and they, leading up to it, were like, oh, surprise dessert. We're doing a surprise dessert. So she says to me that she wants to do an orange creamsicle baklava, which my yaya might be doing somersaults in her grave, but, like, I'm there for it. Like, I'll try it, absolutely. My 2 cents was there's a dish called galeta buriko. It's basically like the baklava, but custard instead of nuts. I said, to me, for an orange creamsicle, like, that would make more sense. Now, this is a dish that, like, it's time-consuming. You gotta cook it, chill it, pan it, cook it again, let it set. Like, so I was putting the girls to bed. I fell asleep putting the girls to bed Saturday night, and I just happened to wake up as she was getting home at like 2:30 in the morning from prepping. So I come downstairs. Oh man, how's the dessert coming? And she was like, oh man, like we had so much to do, and I didn't get to it. We'll do it tomorrow. And I was like, no, you won't do it tomorrow. When are you going to have time to do it tomorrow? Like, if you started it now, you would barely have enough time, like, to get this thing done. And she was like, oh, I guess we won't have dessert. I said, baby, Daddy will save you, don't worry. So I came in.
On purpose, I knew he would.
So I came in. See? I get taken advantage of. But
You need to keep your mouth shut.
It doesn't matter. He'll still do it.
Oh, yeah, I'll still do it. Yeah.
Me.
Sucker me right in.
And talk about chaos of the kitchen. He loves that shit. He loves that last minute. Okay.
I do. And back against the wall, I love.
And it's so good.
You know, I was like, we have most of the stuff here. Like, so I just made it up. It was done right in time. And
the one bite that I had was delicious.
We sold out, like, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
People, because we used to make cinnamon rolls, like, on the truck or at the kitchen in Etna whenever we had the truck, like, very, like, sparingly, but, like, every once in a while I'd be like, I have the itch to bake something, and people would go crazy for the cinnamon rolls, and we'd sell out of them in 20 minutes.
Cinnamon rolls are amazing.
These ones,
Joe's were like the size of your head.
Oh my
like,
God.
he did a big, like, told you, Italian Greek. There is no little. It's all, like, big servings.
We have the people here that, like, they care also, and it
Your
makes
staff,
them feel... Yeah, the staff. Like, we have the staff that also cares about feeding people. So, like...
Like, Scott worked in big restaurants, big, 5-star restaurants in California, Florida, but Scott's also 70 years old now.
He's 133 years old, and he's built like a toothpick with a butt crack. Is how we describe Scott. And the dude gives everything that he has every single day. And I like doing the fish fries. We'll do fish fries, and he was in Florida for so long. He's Mr. Fish Batter and this
and
that.
He has the best fish. Like, we use Scott's fish batter. That is...
And, like, just to see him, like, light up whenever somebody is... Like, I'll be out here, and they'll say something to me. And I'll be like, oh, your fish is so good. I'd say, hold on a second. And I'll have him come out. Because, like, it means so much to him. And those are the people that we want and, like, working for us and working with us because, I mean, yeah, we need money to pay bills and stuff. Like, it's about making people feel good, and to have other people like that care about that's important to them. And it goes down the line.
We're helped along our journey, Blue Sparrow, they were, I don't even know what the story with that was, but they were getting new equipment, doing whatever, gave us the old equipment, help us put it in.
No, we bought it from Blue Sparrow. We bought it from Blue Sparrow. They didn't just give it to us.
But they put it in for us and showed us
we paid for that too. They're lovely. They're wonderful people. We love them. They're great
and they're
friends.
right at Dancing Gnome across the street. So, yeah, we love them.
We were talking about starting a food truck, and we reached out to them, and they were like, well, we have a whole kitchen worth of equipment that we were actually going to buy a truck and build it out to sell it. And we were like, wait a second. We're going to go find a truck, and then we'll buy the equipment from you, and we'll pay you to build it. So that's
Nice.
how that came about and went.
We love
They
them.
do great stuff.
But that's
Love
what
them.
it is. We've just been helped along the way, you know, and it's our way of giving back too.
It is from a place of authenticity, but I think that if we aren't innovating feels like a very strong word, but like, that's the best way I can describe it. If I'm probably never going to make a meatball that you think is as good as your mother's, or a pie that's as good as your grandmother's. It's not that I don't think that I can or that we can achieve that level, but it's also very objective because I grew up with a sweet sauce, and I know a lot of people that look down their nose at people that like sweet sauce. It's whatever. You like what you like and you're used to what you're used to. But if I can take something, and I'm saying I because this is just how my brain works, and the way that I think of it is that if I can take something and make it that is kind of familiar, but like takes you back to a time or a place or a memory. Like the Scotty the Greek sandwich. Scott came up with it, and we came together to make it, and people loved it, and people go, oh, it's like kind of like a gyro. It's like, sure, if you've been going to Mike and Tony's your whole life, I'm probably not going to make a gyro that you think is better than Mike and Tony's, but I can make this thing that is its own unique thing with the experience that I've had growing up, with the people that taught me how to cook, whatever it is, and now it's its own thing. The Graceland, the chicken sandwich. Find me another chicken sandwich with chili peanut sauce and banana ketchup on it. I will sit here and wait patiently.
And you make both the chili peanut sauce and the banana ketchup
And the pickles
from
that go on
scratch
it.
here. That's part of the beauty of
Yes.
this restaurant too.
And that's, like she was saying earlier, the way that we want to feed people from the experiences that we had. That sandwich. She was crying last night after her pop-up making Greek food because she was thinking about my dad.
Aw.
And he passed from cancer in December of 2020. Yeah. And
Charlotte was a month old.
yeah, she was tearing up, and like, I know, I feel it every day. Every time the Graceland, the way that sandwich happened, the reason that it exists, my dad loved fried chicken, loved Elvis. He had an Elvis tattoo. My daughter's name is Presley. So, like, unfortunately, he was already gone before we had her. But I just, like, I fumbled around with fried chicken for so long. Fried chicken is something that I hang my hat on. And I made a lot more attempts at it, a lot more poor attempts than good ones. But that's part of the learning process. And just like the crust I didn't like, or whatever the case was. So I had finally kind of nailed down this recipe, and it was right before he died, and he really wasn't able to like eat stuff. So like he never got to try what I consider to be me nailing the fried chicken and it coming out exactly the way I want it. So he passed before we started the food truck and anything. And I'm like, all right, well, how do I take the peanut butter and banana sandwiches that Elvis liked to eat, the fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches that Elvis liked to eat, and how do I incorporate that with fried chicken like my dad really liked? And like, I'm like, how do I get bananas onto a chicken sandwich? Like I'm out there, but like I'm racking my brain, and we're like, oh, well, actually first it started with plantains. I'm like, oh, can I like do plantains? Cause they're like, kind of look like bananas. Like, so I landed on banana ketchup, which is Filipino. And I was like, all right, we can kind of have an Asian thing. We'll make this chili peanut sauce. I think those two will work well together. But like the point that I'm making is every single time we sell that sandwich, I think about them. And like, it's not just a chicken sandwich. Like, it's my entire life of people that are the reason I'm here, that have molded me, that have supported me, that showed me how to cook, and showed me, fuck cooking, just showed me how to love and be a good person. And after a few years of drug use and me not being a good person, like, it just means so much to me. And I wouldn't be here without those people helping. We wouldn't be here without the people that have helped us. And I talk about my family, but Dom, again, the owner of Piccolo, wouldn't be here without him. Like, that dude didn't have to give me, a guy that sat across from his table and told him that I have 10 burglary felonies, a key to his restaurant. Obviously, it didn't happen right away, but it's just, to be able to do stuff like this, there's so much behind these words of this menu that means so much to both of them. The Greek and the Lebanese thing, that means so much to those two. Everything on that menu, we don't have them up right now, but like, everything on that means so much to us. It's more than a dollar amount. It's more than just food to us. And to be able to provide that to people that want it, to people that we've met in the industry on this journey that we know love this shit the way that we do, to be able to cook with them, like, and show people, like, this is our food, life. Yeah. This is what we love, and we want you to love it too.
What happened, like, even with Meatball Madness, talk about family. It was 3 of them back there arguing about whose meatballs were the best, and all right, let's start something.
So there's only one way to do this then.
C's meatballs are the best.
Saddle up, boys.
And if we want to do something like that, we can,
Since we're back to talking about the meatball competition, you had the one, but you said there were 3 of you. So the first day there was just 2.
The first 2 I let Scott and Justin have at it because I didn't want to embarrass anybody. Then Justin ended up winning by like 1 vote. And he's not really like a shit talker. So like when I say running his mouth, he wasn't like, he was just like, oh, well, like, who's doing it next? Like, well, I won, I beat Scott. And I was like, okay, fine.
You just couldn't take it anymore.
We'll do it. We'll do one next week. And I hope he ends up listening to this. I annihilated him. Absolutely annihilated him. And that's not to say that his wasn't good, because I really enjoyed his. He did a meatball bao bun. So like he made bao and like fried it like the pot stickers with the meatball inside. It was very good. I did a fried chicken and gravy meatball. The problem was, and the reason that we didn't do it again was because we got competitive, so we had these like very intricate labor intensive meatballs.
This is the 3rd time you tried to do it. Your recipes got out of hand?
No, this was the 2nd time. So they Scott and Justin did it against each other.
Right.
Justin won. So then me and Justin did it against each other, and we were going to do like whoever wins, it's like basketball. Winner stays on. Whoever gets to keep court gets to face the next person, and like Madi and another cooks were going to do whatever. But we did it on a Friday, and these meatballs were like,
they were so intricate and having to do this and having to do that, and nobody told me that we were doing Meatball Madness. So Maddie walked in on a Friday, and I'm like, I think this is what it should look like, and Justin's on flat top going, no, that's not what it should be. He's running over, so we switch and do it. And I was like, we are never doing this again.
We're getting killed. It was on a Friday. We just started to get like, people were coming in the doors.
Anna Eats was there like 2 weeks out before, and then she had just let her video out a couple days after. It was like, I was like, this is ridiculous. We are never doing this. This is going to be a planned sit-down thing next time, guys, because this was just crazy. So
we want to carve out the lane to do more stuff like that, and I think that we're kind of in that place where like stuff like this on days where we're closed is cool, where it's an entirely different menu. But like specials, like we do fish fries on Friday for Lent. Now we're Justin, one of our cooks, got a smoker, like a big old hickory. So now every Friday we're doing like
smoked meat,
smoked item.
Whatever, yeah.
So we want to do some different stuff. We want to give people the freedom to do what they want to do, because I know what it's like also to be in kitchens where you're not being like
seen too much.
I mean, it's not even that so much. Like,
Well, it's everything
It's
that goes
more-
with it. It's seen, appreciated. It's all of it. Most people are, and I feel like that's a lot of why you have the drug addicts in that industry is because it's pressurized. It's you being this, you being that, and in most insertions, it's never enough. It's never good enough. It's never, where,
In a lot of scenarios, that's the case. Yeah,
You
I
come in
agree.
here,
But what
unless
I'm
you break an egg 5 times, all right, then my heart might be beating and be like, all right, just let me do the damn egg, please.
But what I'm saying is that it's more, like, to me, it was never about being, like, outwardly recognized for stuff. Truly, it's nice. It's cool. It's neat to see your name as one of the best new restaurants or be nominated for this, that, and the third thing. Like, it is cool, but, like, in my heart, like, I don't, as long as the people are enjoying what I'm putting out there, I don't give a shit if they know it's coming from me. I really don't. Like, there was a turning point, I think, when I was at Piccolo, where I was like, if I'm putting this much time in for somebody else, why not do it for myself? But again, I would put that time in 1,000 times over for that dude. Like, it's just what he gave me, I can never, ever quantify, or, like, I would run into a brick wall and through it for that guy until the fucking day that I die. But I just like giving people the opportunity to scratch the itch of serving something that they put their heart into. Like, if you want to do a special whatever it is.
Yeah, it seems like you give people the opportunity to be their creative self.
Everybody gets bored,
Yeah. But things are never the same here. Anytime I come in here, I mean, the menu is the same, but you always got something new going on, something interesting that you're like, hey, what about this? Check this out.
Yeah, I
You
think
get bored
that
doing the same stuff every day.
we hold ourselves to a very strong standard. Like, there was a week, like, one of us is always here. And there was a weekend, a friend of ours was getting married in Philly. And we're like, all right, like, we'll staff up this Saturday. And this is not a knock on the people that we have. It was just, like, an unfortunate string of circumstances where, like,
some food orders didn't go out the way it
some stuff
should.
went out wrong. Like, we finished up at the ceremony. We went outside to smoke a cigarette. We're in Philly. And I'm looking on my phone, and we have 2 one-star Google reviews. In the years of the food truck, we had, I don't think, any one-star Google reviews. I'm like, so I call here. I'm like, what the fuck is going on there, dude? Now, the situations were what they were, and there's nothing you can do about it. But I think that we're fortunate to have people that were receptive to the criticism, to why it goes differently whenever it's me or her, and, like, how to learn. I know 2 things when I walk into every single kitchen. I know in my heart that I can cook any single person in that kitchen under the table, and I believe that. But I also know that I can learn something from everybody in that kitchen. And I'm going to take the opportunity to do that. We need people that are going to take the opportunity to do that, because I know what I'm tasting. Like, I don't know how to say it differently, because, like, even when I'm sounding like, does that really make sense? Like, I know that every item that we do is the best version of that item that you can get. And I want people to take pride in that, to execute it for me, and then you get the opportunity to execute your own stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what we want to provide. That's how I feel. I was making lasagnas at Piccolo. I wasn't making them the way that I make them. I was making them the way they've been made for 2 decades, and people have come to expect it. And through doing that every single day and nailing his stuff, he started letting me do specials and stuff like that. There's a couple things that are still on the menu, and that feels good. People don't need to know that it was me, but it's like, to be able to surround ourselves with those people that want to do more, that want to grow, that want to do their own thing. Like, we're very fortunate in here. Very fortunate.
We are.
And people that want to keep eating it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that at the beginning we couldn't nail it. Like, we didn't have recipes. We just make it and taste it. You cook from your heart. Like, you know, and it got to a point where we're like, I mean, it can't be this inconsistent.
Yeah.
It's like our city sauce. Like, She nails it every time she makes it. And I'm like, Tyler was making it the other day. I was like, just text Madi and see what she does. Because what's written down, I know is not right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's... And he did. He made it. I tasted it, and I was like, "That's it." He was like, "It tastes like mustardy to me." I was like, "I like it mustardy," so that's how.
But that's how I make it because that's Joe tried it one time, and he was like, "Oh, that's it. Like, and when you have cooked for, and this is the one thing that's hard about being married to Joe. I'm not even married to him yet, but like married to Joe is that I have to keep up. I feel like I have that the nana, his father. There's all this good food, and the time that I was like, oh, here, let me cook you my grandma's recipe, and I see the look on his face, yeah, it's good, and
there was no hiding whatever this shit was. It wasn't bad. It just didn't taste like anything at all.
I grew up with an Irish grandmother that was poor. She grew up with whatever they had.
Should have been able to afford salt.
If they didn't have salt, they didn't have salt. If they didn't have this, they didn't have it. Dessert was a pear with a thing of mayonnaise and some lettuce, like a pear salad. It was this.
Have you ever heard of that?
I don't know anybody from Ireland, but I can imagine. I believe it.
I don't even know if it was an Irish thing.
I'm not getting in between this.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was an Irish thing, but I grew up just with things that weren't that delicious. You just put them all together and ate them, And I don't even remember where I was going with that at all.
It was that you can't live up to my ancestors' food that they made.
Oh, yeah. So that's the thing. So, when I make something, I strive for that. I strive for that's it. It's...
But something? She nails it. She nails it more often, way more often than not.
So you got it with the sauce. What else have you made that's gone whoa?
Smashed potatoes, excellent.
Oh, yeah,
every potato that you do.
Potato. I'm Irish. Every potato I make is flawless. I will say that. There ain't nobody that can throw me on a potato.
The eggplant stack things, those are excellent. That birria you made the one time. Her problem is she doesn't give herself enough credit. She also thinks that I'm lying to her every time I say I like something. If she's making...
You got a little trust issue there.
Yeah. How much time you got? There ain't enough podcasts in the world.
It's not trust issue, and I'm not saying that I'm not good at it, but it's like that thing, you get that and you can feel it. So, when he bites it, it's like, yeah, it's good. And if I make it again, he'll eat it. And he'll keep eating it. But it's almost like when I served your dad that cavatini, when I made him that cavatini, and Uncle Gus, and they were, that's... it got to the point where that's me. That's where it's almost like me and Uncle Gus traded Scudaya and Cavatini for birthdays and Christmas because I loved his Scudaya, he loved my Cavatini, and that was our presents to each other. We, switched that.
But I don't even nail it every time. I don't even impress myself that much every time. So what I'm saying is that I am by no means a food snob.
No, he's not.
I'll eat
Taco Bell's his favorite food.
I love Taco Bell.
He loves Taco Bell.
It is an absolute delicacy.
But I'm just, I was just going to the things that we make here, and like you said, that's what we go for. We go for that. Oh, that's it. Not just the
it's good.
It's good enough. It's good enough. They're not going to know the difference. You do taste the difference. You know the difference. No. We've had people come religious day. You went therapy, brother. That's another podcast. Anyway, so maybe that's what you should start, or a couple therapy podcasts.
Seasons here in this podcast.
But I've had people who religiously come and get the Levittown, or religiously come and get a certain sandwich. Guy who comes and gets the fried chicken sandwich religiously, Mike something, I can't remember his last name, but he was like, who did the mayonnaise? He goes, did you make the mayonnaise? And I said, I did make the mayonnaise. And he goes, oh, better than last week's mayonnaise. He was like, it was good, but he goes, it's just whatever you did, keep it that way, And so I like that. I like when you go, oh, what, because
last week's, that's hilarious.
Banana ketchup. You get that, bananas have to be, I think, for us, for the perfect banana ketchup that I just go, oh, that's it. is they have to be that kind of green, but not too green. Like the spines almost just have to be that little bit of green, so you get that banana-y flavor. But then, you know, you get that. So I get worried sometimes when we can't find those bananas. So then it's, you know, but then when the customers come out, like the one guy came out and went, oh my God, that banana ketchup. He said, what'd you guys do different? I'm like, nothing. It's the bananas. Like, that's the thing. Like, the banana ketchup is hard. I think the most, what's getting me is the most, not inconsistent, because it's delicious every time. It's just sometimes it's less work to have to make it that good. Sometimes it's a little bit more adding this, adding that, adding boop, you know, and then you see more pepper in it than you do sometimes. Then
Okay, this time I dumped the pepper and it came out too fast.
yeah, I'm just saying.
This batch is the one I did the, oh shit. So.
Yeah, I did that to the chili peanut last week. I did that with the togarashi. So every time someone came out, I was like, it's a little spicier. It's a little spicier than it was last week.
So,
I was just
that's
saying,
what you
like,
get around here.
So, what do you guys have coming up? What are you excited about this year?
Well, on the weekend, what is it, June 14th, I think, Joe will be doing a beef cheek pimento cheese grilled cheese. Because it's my birthday and that's what I want the special to be.
I think I'm excited for, I don't know that this is something we're going to do. It's something we've talked about, and I think it would be cool. I want to do, like, Sunday dinners. Like, because we're only open for brunch from 9 to 2 on Sundays. And I think doing, like, a family style, and I don't even know if it would be, like, set out a buffet, and, like, because, like, for Thanksgiving, you know, like I said, my parents are gone. We don't have my brother and his family go to Florida for Thanksgiving. So we just did, like, a Thanksgiving buffet and sold tickets, did one seating, filled the restaurant, and, like, hey, just be okay and understand that, like, our kids are going to be here, like, come have Thanksgiving dinner with us.
We don't know how to cook for literally 2 people. We only know how to cook for 20. So come eat all this food with us.
So, like, that, I don't know if I would do that kind of thing, or, like, serving, like, a table of 2 or 4, like, shared type dishes, like something like that. I'm excited to cook with some of the people, like I said earlier, that we've met that have become friends. Chris and Berta are definitely 2 of them. Simon from Soju. Like, there's
just food that I feel like, and I feel bad saying this, like, not to dig Sharpsburg, love Sharpsburg, but even the Sharpsburg people come here and say it, like, there's not enough different, you know? And it's almost like, let us bring that to you. Let us bring what, like, Asian, like, you know what Greek and Italian and American home-cooked love is. Let us show you what New Mexican home food love is. We want to bring love from other people, you know, what Chris and Berta can bring and what Simon can bring where we go for good food, where you don't know what good food is.
There's some collabs in your future, is what you're saying.
Definite
Excellent.
Yeah, collabs.
And you're looking at doing like a Sunday dinner, Sunday supper?
I would like to.
Supper,
I don't
dinner,
see.
know what the
If we
difference
did it, it
is.
would be like once a month.
Yeah,
type
the
thing.
only problem is that I have just really
He really
gotten
enjoys Sundays.
used to the Sunday evenings off. I get to watch football again. Like,
It's not football season, though, so you got some time. Do it now.
I don't.
It's some sports season that he can sit and watch.
Where can people find you?
The address is 914 Main Street, Pittsburgh, PA 15215.
Oh, come on. It's beautiful downtown Sharpsburg.
It's foggy old Sharpsburg town. Well, no, you would be surprised
Sharpsburg.
the amount of people. The hell it does.
It comes
because
on
the
my
amount
Sharpsburg.
of people. Well, if I type in Sharpsburg, it also works. But you know how the people on Facebook, when you type out a post and you give the location and everything, and then people comment and go, "Oh, it'd be nice to know where you're located." Like, the amount of people that my mailing address is actually Pittsburgh. So here's where we are. We're right across the street from the Family Dollar that's never open. That's where we are in Sharpsburg. Instagram at the Brinery 412. Facebook at the Brinery.
Phone number 412-420-0744.
That's the one. Where else are we? Website, www.brinery412.com. You can order online, obviously during operational hours.
And lay this little one out there in case somebody in the area listens. If you live within 7 minutes, we'll deliver to you. So
I'm gonna time my way home.
because we don't always, like, that's the thing, you know, like, we always have it's either me or Joe here, like, so we always sometimes have an extra person. So, like, we've had somebody Grubhub or whatever, you know, and I looked at the address and I'm like, dude, you're 3 minutes down the street.
Don't
Why
pay
are
them
you paying the
$20
$7?
in fees.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll drive it down to you, you know, and especially
really
all
nice.
the older people down at the towers, you know, I'll just walk it down there to them. And
It's like your
you know.
family.
And I love taking our food over to Dancing Gnome because then I get to look at Luke at Blue Sparrow and wave to him as I land my food in front of people. You know?
Should have built our truck for free, jerk.
No, we pick on them. We love them.
Well, Maddie and Joe, this has been such a pleasure and so amazing. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Of course. Thanks
Thank you for having
us.
us.
Everyone knows that food is cool. No secret. Eat that food with a bowl and spoon. Everyone knows that food is cool. No secret. Eat that food with a bowl and spoon.
With Bowl and Spoon is written, produced and hosted by Shelley Danko Day. Original theme song was written and performed by Paul LeBreeze and friends. You can listen to With Bowl and Spoon wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe, like, review and share. Follow us and send us questions or messages on Facebook and Instagram at With Bowl and Spoon. Thanks for listening.